it's your favorite uncle. Thank you once again for catching the hashtag replay. And judging by this title, you can clearly see what's about to happen. I'm doing a live action, well, not live action, I'm doing a review of the live action Avatar just to prepare my audience and prepare the people for when season 2 of live action Avatar comes out. I decided to do it live because it's a heck of a lot bit more easier just to have notes and do it live. So without further delay, here's me and my notes, and we're going to go through it instead of scene by scene, character by character. So first things one, we have Aang. And Aang feels a little bit different. On Kyoshi Island, he's no longer running from the soldiers or hiding behind jokes. He's been seen, revered, and honored, which is a little bit different. That's what unsettles him. The villagers don't ask who he is. They tell him who he's supposed to be. Every bow, every expectation pulls him further away from the carefree airbender he wants to remain. Remember, y'all, Aang is 12 mentally. Even though he's 112, he's 12. So he still wants to have this kid-like ability, this kid-like, persona and energy, but that's kind of hard when, you got to save the world, really from the world. But anywho, what's powerful here is that Aang doesn't reject responsibility out of selfishness. He rejects it because he is afraid of failure. And this episode makes it clear Aang's greatest fear isn't the Fire Nation, it's living up to the expectations of the legacy of the Avatar who never ran. Kyoshi Island becomes a silent reminder that the world keeps moving without him. Now, now it's expected to make up for the lost times. Okay. Now we have Katara. Katara. Here's how she is. Katara continues to be the emotional spine of the group, but this second episode really does sharpen her roles. She believes in Aang before he believes in himself. Where others see a symbol, Katara sees a person who still deserves patience. Her strength isn't loud, but it's steady. She pushes Aang forward towards forcing him without forcing him, reminding him that hope isn't naive, it's necessary. This episode also reinforces Katara's moral clarity. She understands what Aang means to the world, but she never lost sight of what Aang means as a human being, the balance between belief, compassion, and what positions her as a heart of the team member forward. I thoroughly love the fact that Katara actually did waterbend and that she wasn't scared to do it. I love that they showed the scroll. I love that they showed her actually practicing. I love that her and Aang actually got together and practiced that together. So that way she can get more comfortable and he can get more comfortable. I love the fact that she wasn't afraid to go up against Zuko and be like, I may not know much about some waterbending. I may know about a couple things, but I know enough to hold you off just a little bit until Aang snaps out of that avatar state, which I thoroughly enjoy him being in the avatar state. And here's why. I'm explaining to you later why I loved his avatar state and what they did with that, because I feel like that was a cinematic masterpiece. Bringing up Avatar Kyoshi, who is tall and giant in the book series too. I forgot about that too. Next we have Sokka. Backbender himself, Sokka. Yeah, I said it. Shout out to Sokka. Y'all, Sokka, he enters Kyoshi carrying the weight of being the protector, but his identity is narrow. Physical dominance, authority, and control. When Suki defeats him, it's not just embarrassing, it shatters the framework he's been using to define himself. Whether the live action does well is remove the joke from the lesson. Sokka isn't the comedic relief getting humbled. He's a young man realizing that the world is bigger and stronger and more complex than he thought. This moment forces him to reconsider what leadership looks like, planting the seed for the future growth as a strategist, thinker, rather than just a fighter. Okay, y'all, so here's the thing with Sokka that I really hope and pray and wish that they do, y'all. Don't get me wrong, we see something different with Sokka, especially in the live action. Like I just said, he's not the comedic relief. He's not the joke. It's more or less a grown man, a boy trying to become a man, somewhere within that young adolescence, late teen, early 20s. But I'm hoping and praying, to God as my witness, that they give Sokka waterbending. I really wish that they would have given him that in the book, because I would have loved to see, as much as he rejected it, or in the book, in the show, as much as he rejected waterbending, I would have loved to have seen Sokka at the very end just bend water like it's nobody's business. Hello, yes, y'all can come in and say hi and hello during this live. Shoot, y'all can say hello, y'all can like it, share it, subscribe. Come on in and say hello, we can talk about this. But yes, I hope they give Sokka waterbending. Lord, I pray they give him waterbending. Now I really want him to get waterbending, y'all. Like, I will campaign this. Change it. This is live action. They can change it. Now we got Suki. Now, Suki is one of the episode's quiet triumphant. She doesn't just justify strength. She doesn't explain herself. She simply is. Her presence challenges Sokka's worldview without ever needing to raise her voice. She embodies confidence rooted in discipline, not ego. More importantly, Suki represents what happens when tradition empowers rather than restricts. As a Kyoshi warrior, she carries history, purpose, and pride, but she isn't trapped by it. She becomes a living example of balance, strength paired with humility, skill paired with restraint. In many ways, she reflects what Aang must eventually become. Here's the thing about Suki. Suki wanted Sokka bad. Every chance Suki got, Suki wanted Sokka. Y'all, in this episode, she didn't miss a chance to flirt with him. Bro, I got a question. Ask the question. She didn't miss a chance to flirt with Sokka. She didn't miss a chance to flirt with Sokka. She didn't miss a chance to pretty much swish her, toss the hair. She didn't miss a chance to show off in front of him. But here's the thing. Suki don't know how to flirt. Her definition of flirting was beating up Sokka. Your mama meant well. Your mother meant well, but she ain't teach you how to flirt. Because beating up your dude is not how you flirt, dear. I blame your mama for keeping you captured on that island and not showing you the proper ways to flirt, which is not beating up your dude. You know, you can show off, but you ain't got to put hands on him. Now we have Zuko, y'all. And Zuko, he ran. Like, Zuko, y'all, we gonna pray for Zuko. We know there's gonna be character growth because we done saw the cartoon. Hopefully they go around about it a different way. But anyway, with Zuko, may not be the dominant, but he defies tension. Every scene involving Zuko reinforces a singular force. He isn't chasing the Avatar for glory, but chasing for, of course, restoration, because his father gave him the boot. His identity is wrapped so tightly around this mission that failure feels like erasure. When Aang runs from expectation, Zuko suffocates under it, which is true. The parallel is intentional. Both boys are burdened by legacy. Both feel unprepared. The difference is direction. Aang flees responsibility while Zuko buries itself into it full force. Second episode does mirror this. Here's the thing about Zuko, y'all. The fact that they felt that the Avatar was still alive and around said something. Now, number one, if the plan went the way it was supposed to with Lord Shozan, the Avatar would have not been here. The Avatar would have just been a figment of your imagination because it would have been an Airbender. And everybody knows that the Airbenders were wiped out, allegedly. Well, so they thought. However, hear me out here. The father sent him on a dummy mission to go find the Avatar. Oh, go find the Avatar. He's out there. There's rumors. Go find the Avatar. Although that he knows, Zuko knows, and his father knows that they took the Avatar out the game. Well, not the Avatar, but they took all air nomads out the game. Right. So he sent him on a dummy mission. I don't think that his father suspected the Avatar to be out there. I think that was a dummy mission to get him away. Now, I will say this. I forgot the name of the character, but we're going to call him Turtle Island. Shout out to the indigenous Americas in the United States of America. We're going to call him Turtle Island. Turtle Island would have made another Avatar. Like, it wouldn't have been hard, you guys. Made one, did it before, can do it once more. It's magic, you guys. He has magic. He has supernatural abilities. He can make another Avatar. So that's the one thing I would have done. That's probably the reason why in episode 3 they wanted to wipe out the water tribe, because that's next in the cycle. That would have been my whole thing, next in the cycle, because if there's no air, you skip air and you go next to water. That's how this goes. And of course, y'all, the Kyoshi Warriors. The Kyoshi Warriors themselves as characters, they're disciplined without cruelty, strong without arrogance, united without losing individuality. They show us what happens when a community fully embraces its role in the world. Their existence challenges anxious fear. Responsibility doesn't erase joy. It gives it directions. Now, I love the Kyoshi Warriors. They did great. Now, I will talk about this, y'all. With Avatar Kyoshi, Her shadow is everywhere. Kyoshi Island itself is her testimony, a living monument to the Avatar who understood the balance between sometimes requires firmness, fatality, and action. Where Aang hesitates, Kyoshi once stood unmoved. Her legacy forces an uncomfortable contrast. Kyoshi did not run, she did not avoid, she acted. Here's why Aang is having such a problem with doing this, you guys. Which I'm so glad they did this on purpose, the writers that did this. First off, I will say I do love the fact that when he entered into his Avatar state, Kyoshi was there. And it was Kyoshi that they saw, not Aang. I did appreciate that little tidbit, that little added bonus to the live action. However, let's talk about this. The conflict that Aang is experiencing is because Aang is an air nomad. He is raised pacifist. His whole entire airbending and martial arts status is to be on the defensive side. To like, no, don't hit me. No, Matrix. Oh, that's what Aang's whole thing is. So the fact that they made him a 12-year-old whose whole entire life was taught, don't fight, peace, don't fight, peace, love, harmony. And now he's got to go and actually put fisticuffs, put belt, put fist to the face, fist to the face, fist to the face, fisticuffs. That's a lot for anybody, especially for somebody who's 12 years old and was taught all his life, don't put hands on folk. And now he wake up from a 100-year sleep only to be told you gonna have to lay hands on folk. You gonna have to put belt, fisticuffs, fisticuffs, pow, pow, pow. Wow. That's what he's gonna have to do. So that's where all this eternal struggle is coming from. Had Aang been fire, water, or earth, this would have been a totally different show. Actually, if Aang was Earth, it would have just been Boomy would have been the Avatar. But we ain't gonna talk about that, y'all. But let me know what y'all think, y'all, about Avatar, the last Airbender, season 2, live action, Netflix. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Favorite Uncle Lizzie always. There's something you can do about it. And tell a kin, tell a friend, tell that teacher you hate. Yeah, they need to know. They need to know. You're very flamboyant. Are you gay? Me? Gay? Never. I would never be gay. I would never, ever, ever in my life be gay. What? Not gay. No.